welcome to another Archeryshack Shoptalk podcast. I'm Jeremy.
I'm TJ.
And we got our wonderful prime rep, Billy Hudalla, with us.
How's it going?
Good. I can't believe we got you on here.
I know. I'm honored to be here. Thanks for having me.
Billy drove hours and hours to be here. He brought the prime bows. We shot them. We looked at them. We ordered them. Cool stuff.
Yep.
So, this year, some of them have already seen my video. Prime has got a rotating mod, which is great. Because last year they didn't have a rotating mod and we had to swap out cams all the time. Got a rotating mod, got a adjustable cable stop so you can adjust the let off a little bit. What am I missing? It's called the Black Series. 31, 33, 35, 39.
They didn't they do something with the riser? Didn't they redesign it?
Yeah. Billy can tell us more, but the back of the riser has been stiffened.
Yep.
I don't know if that really matters, but it looks cool.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, make an already stiff riser a little stiffer.
Yeah.
Not a bad thing.
And I try to tell people this and they don't listen. To me, the first thing that like made me look at Prime years ago was when they picked up the Jeep or whatever with the riser, and I was like, no way. And then they took the other brand and it was like,
yep.
And I was like, man. Anyway, we've been shooting prime bows for a couple of years, been carrying them in the shop, and they caught our attention, I don't know, 2015, 2016, and finally Billy was like, we got to get prime bows in the shop, and we did, and this went well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Billy is a cool dude. He not only reps for prime, but he goes on all these cool hunts. He's got all this money.
I don't know about that.
How many companies do you rep for now?
Currently, it's 24.
Man.
4 different manufacturers, all archery. Few in the optics world, boots, clothing, broadheads, bows, obviously, crossbows, a little bit of everything.
Very cool. What's your background? I mean, I know you've repped for a good while now.
Yeah. Before that, college, and I guided deer hunts in Missouri. We did some fishing stuff in Minnesota, and then basically jumped right into product specialist business development, where I helped to train guys on how to sell stuff at different box stores. And then got into repping with Prime Direct, and now we're for MWS and Associates.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I did see where Matt Grace has subscribed to our channel, so we got to make you look good.
You do. We're going to have to edit some stuff and make it look really good.
Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
Matt, if you're listening, Billy's great. Let's talk about the new prime bows.
Yeah.
So there's a 30, I should have put the specs in front of me. There's a 31 inch that I think the tree stand hunters are going to really like. And they did, with the Logic, they really like the Logic. Of the bows you brought in, I thought it really was like smooth and no shock and perfect. The last year, the 33 in the CT series, I guess was our best seller.
Yep.
To me, it's that I like a little bit longer bow, still no shock. You can adjust it this year. Then the 35, we sold a lot to the 3D guys that still wanted to hunt with it.
Yeah.
And I think we will this year. And then the 39 was more of the straight up 3D shooter, except for Partain. He bought one to hunt with and 3D shoot.
Yeah.
But anyway, speeds went up this year. I don't remember off the top of my head.
343 is a 35, 338 is the 33, and 335 is the 31.
Very cool.
325 on the 9. And also the draw lengths went up this year, so we have max draw length on all of them of 31 inches, except for the 9. The 9 is now 33 inches.
Yeah, and that's good because we had a couple people that were like 30 and a half or even 31, and we're just like, last year we was going to do a 30 and do what we can do,
Yeah, we even had a couple call and say, if y'all got anything in a 32 or 33 inch draw length, and we're like, ugh, we had to do some digging to figure out who had some at that length.
But I think it's a good lineup. There's some new colors. If you're listening, of course you're not going to see the colors, but definitely go to Prime's website. Billy brought some of them in, and we got a little color thing that we have this year. So when you come in the shop, check it out. But what are the new colors? Are there's a copper color I really like.
Yeah, the copper's really sharp. Copper's new. We also got rid of the Malbec satin this year, but we've got the emerald satin. Still have deep red. We didn't have the glacier continue on this year, but the orange for you Clemson guys, that orange is a pretty close match.
I may have to get that in my tournament, bro.
There you go. And then as far as solid colors go, Morel's still around. We also came out with the Yodi Tan, Recon Gray changed to Boulder Gray, a little bit lighter gray. Looks really sharp.
Oh yeah.
And then we also have Grizzly Brown, which is a darker.
Yeah, the Grizzly Brown, if y'all have seen my little review or whatever I called it that I put out the other day, it was the Grizzly Brown. I think that with a super bright string would be like contrast great, but some good colors. And I think some of those colors with like a camo limb would be sharp.
Absolutely.
And I think Prime, more than almost anybody, is really doing some cool colors. Like, we did a lot of those ghost greens with a subalpine limb, and people went crazy over them last year. So,
and then we did one this year, black riser with real tree edge limbs that were real sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah, they also started doing real tree escape this year.
That'll be cool. Yeah, that will be cool. It's gonna be hard to choose what colors.
Yeah.
The fit and finish of the Prime, just the look of it, has always been sharp. I mean, there's no like corners cut. It's just like look perfect.
I appreciate that.
I know you're hand building them.
Oh yeah.
So tell us about the let off. I know they did away with the limb stop, and I've already heard some people whining, but I told them from the one I've shot, I can't tell a whole lot of difference. It's still like super duper. It's back there.
Yeah. Well, the let off is adjustable, just like it always has been for us. But we're more like the TRK cam from a couple years ago, where you had a much wider slot on that cam to adjust the let off, and that was all done with your draw stop, obviously. And the position of this cable stop being a little bit further out away from the axle is going to give a much more solid back wall. You're not going to be able to squish into it and really, like traditionally guys think of as a cable stop. So adjustable from pretty much 0% let off all the way up to 95% let off if you want to get down to it.
That'd be cool. And I did notice when we've adjusted the cam so far, super easy. Like if you're at home and you got one, all you have to do is loosen 2 screws. And on the other side, the screw pops out, set it, tighten everything down, and then move the stop. I mean, it's not like anything technical. It's just sliding a few things. So I hate when bows have like 20 screws you got to come out, and then the module comes off and it falls on the ground. You got to find it. That's a mess. So I think it was well thought out.
Absolutely.
TJ's got some questions that came in through YouTube and Facebook and I don't know where all, but about Prime stuff.
These are good questions since Billy's here.
Yeah.
What's the advantage of a dual track cam system?
Dual track cams are going to basically spread the load over the cam, make the bow more efficient and more consistent. Easiest way to look at it is carrying a heavy load backpack on one shoulder with one strap, and then putting the backpack on with both straps. It feels it's a lot easier to carry.
I'll tell you what, I don't know how to explain it fancy, but when I first started shooting Prime with a higher let off bow, like when you pull it back and you got a long stabilizer, and sometimes the riser just kind of wobbles back and forth. With a Prime, I don't really do that because it's like that double track. That's what I always tell people because it's just more stable,
Yeah.
The next one is, and I'm thinking that this guy might have a CT series bow from last year, but is the Black Series less efficient than a CT series?
Not that I've seen. Our speeds are still the same. You can run, they're actually a little bit faster this year, but you can run through the full gamut of mods and you're going to get about the same efficiency and speed that you get out of draw specific cams from last year.
Yeah.
They really took a lot of time, did their homework, they didn't just throw a rotating mod on this cam.
Yeah, it looks like a completely different. When we first seen it, I was like, man, because I was expecting like the same cam, but just like something on the inside different, but it's like completely different everything. I really like it.
And then this is the last one we got in. Will the new cams fit on like a CT series bow?
No, sir. Nope, there's a little bit of difference. Actually, this year we went to a full shim kit, and it's not a shim that you would traditionally think of. These are actually, anywhere from 0.185 to 0.295 in size. So they're a substantial shim.
Yeah.
So it's a whole different system.
And I noticed like on the cam this year, it's got the, I don't know what the technical word is, but it's got like a yoke system on the cable with the little rings, and now the cable feeds to each side of the cam, and I noticed there's like a little extra piece machined on there.
Yep.
I imagine it's thicker, but the overall feel of that bow is just great. It is a 7-piece string set, but like to me, one of the biggest selling points of the Prime, there's no telling what a 7-piece string set would retail for.
Yeah.
But you get it for free every 2 years. You know what I mean? So like,
yeah. So that's
instead of spending $200 on a strings and cables for this thing, you get it for free if you buy it, you know, from a Prime dealer. So that's a big selling point.
But when you do need a new set of strings in between those 2 years,
Call me up.
I know a guy.
And we always get people that want like flow green and flow orange, and you know, it's got a pop. And I'm one of those people, but I will say the Prime factory strings are legit. Like they don't hardly move any. So
That means a lot.
I think they're using 452 maybe. It looks like, and like good halo serving, and so that's good because we get a lot of other brands in here, and it's just you might as well strip the string off right out of the gate. So good stuff. I'm excited to see how they sell this year because I think it's got people's attention. Some other bows came out recently, and it looks like Prime's got it. You know what I mean? Like last year, and I still say it when we went to the ATA show. I said I'd put that CT3 up against any bow because it was like dead in the hand. It was balanced perfect. I mean, I know there's faster bows out there, but it seems like speed is not as important anymore as forgiveness and the feel of the bow. So.
Yeah, you can be as fast as you want if you don't hit what you're aiming at. Doesn't matter.
I'm not.
And you know, I guess we're starting that trend again where everybody wanted speed, and then it turned over to everybody wanted kinetic energy.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted speed and a heavy air. Well, now I think we're getting on the other side of people like, okay, I don't want to really, I still want a fast bow, but I still want a forgiving bow where I can shoot a heavy air, you know. So I think we're back on that trend again for this year, the way it's looking.
A cool thing with Prime and Billy is we went to the Total Archery Challenge this year. We got the video and all that stuff, but Billy was the one that like first told us, hey, y'all need to come to this because this is gonna be cool. And I'm glad we did. But Prime sponsors it like big and you set up a big tent and all that, and it's coming back somewhere this year, I guess to Tennessee. So if you're in this area, you should definitely go. It's like shots from there's what four courses.
Yeah, 4 or 5. And then they're gonna do
There's
5.
like an easy course, and then there's that one we shot that we almost all had heart attacks.
The
Sitka course, and then the Prime course, and it's pretty cool. But I think it's cool that Prime sponsors that.
Yeah, there was a shot at 4 yards this year, and then the furthest shot was 120 something.
Yeah,
we shot it. But you hit it.
Yeah, Buffalo.
Yeah,
I think it was 116.
Yeah, it was out there.
Somewhere 116, 120.
It was right up there. Yeah.
It was way up there.
Yeah, but so other than Prime, let's talk like broadheads.
Broadheads?
What are you seeing in the broadhead world, or what's coming out that's cool we can tell them about?
There might be something coming out in the G5 line.
Oh man,
so you can't really say a whole lot. Might have to edit that one out. But dead meats have been fantastic. I've shot several animals with dead meat and been very happy with them. I actually shot an animal with a crossbow, or I shot a doe with a crossbow this last year with a dead meat. And very happy with the performance there. I've been on a fixed blade kick this year. So I've got the Striker V2s, and I've really enjoyed shooting those things. They fly great. They fly the same, out of my bow and my tune, fly the same as my dead meats. So I'm hitting the same target at 50 yards.
Man.
I feel confident in both of those.
It's like the Montec. I think everybody has either shot or knows about the Montec. It's a tough broadhead. You know, like a lot of people ask about them. I think that's like, it's almost like Muzzy or something. It's been there. It's stout. Let's talk about crossbows.
Okay.
Billy is now a rep for 10-point crossbows, and they've got this little tiny crossbow that shoots fast, and I don't know all the specs, but you were telling me about it. I've heard about it.
Yeah, it's a reverse draw crossbow. The Nitro XRT is 470 feet per second. Full draw, I think it's 7 inches wide.
That's crazy.
Something like that. But it's easy to shoot. It's smooth to shoot. It's not loud. And it's got a crank on it, so it takes 5 pounds of pressure to cock it back.
That's wild.
Lifetime warranty, made in America.
Crossbows have went from like, well, in South Carolina, about 10 years ago, they finally said, okay, you can hunt with a crossbow, you know, whenever on private land and all this stuff. So everybody went crazy. And then in the last 2 years, 3 years, we've seen a huge interest in crossbows, and they're being dropped off left and right. And then I guess when Raven came out with that little tiny one, and now The 10-point one I think is a good bit cheaper than the Raven, maybe, I don't know. But they got these little tiny 6 and 7 inch crossbows, and they're shooting 400 and something feet per second. It just blows my mind.
Yeah.
I still wouldn't shoot a deer with one like probably past 50, but there's people I've seen shooting groups at like 100 yards and stacking them.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's something else.
Yeah.
It's crazy what crossbows are starting to do.
Engineering's keeping up real quick with crossbow, just like compounds are.
Yeah.
I really, and I probably said this on another podcast, but I would have thought this year, which I know there's still a couple brands out there that hasn't released, but I thought this year was going to be the year that it was going to be the fight for the 400 feet per second mark.
For a compound?
For a compound.
I still think we're a little ways away from it.
Without
Without making it like crazy, like a 4-inch brace height or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, High Country was running, you could shoot under 5 grains per pound and get 4 or something. It kind of bent the rules a little bit. I don't know. I don't know how they'll do it. I think everybody's worried about forgiveness and feel. And that prime bow, I noticed on one of the advertisements, it's like perfectly balanced.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big thing.
Yep. Center grip technology.
Yeah. Look up, if you're listening to this, look on the Prime, I guess it's on the YouTube channel. There's some cool videos, but one of them was like, when they came up with the center grip technology, they did all these tests with like a laser and I guess how far people moved wherever the grip was at with all these different risers. And, they said, all right, this is the one that moved the least or something. And that's how they came up with that somehow. But and then the one, they use a higher grade aluminum. I don't know if most people know that than most people do. And they pick up a Jeep with it and like the riser don't bend and then they shoot the bow. And then they take another brand and the riser just like bends in half and breaks. But when I seen that, I was like,
That's a great video.
It is. I wish they'd do something like another one similar. But
Yeah, semi-truck next time or something. Yeah.
it could be cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
We could put some of our strings on it. What about hunts? You going on any big hunts this year?
This year.
Man,
Too busy this year. Yeah.
you got 3 kids.
3 kids. Just moved.
You're a busy man. What, I can't remember. You live in Georgia, I know that.
Yeah, I live in Athens, just outside Athens, Georgia.
Athens, Georgia.
Yeah.
How many states do you have to cover?
4. I lost Mississippi this year. Got to hand that off to another great rep. So I cover Alabama, Georgia, Florida, and South Carolina.
I've always wondered, like, I guess once all the new stuff comes out, then you got to travel. Is it fun, or do you like?
Oh, it's great. There's no way you can do this job without having fun. But just like any job, it can be a job.
I would imagine it gets rough, like being away from home for like. I guess like this time of the year is like you got to go show everybody the stuff, so you're gone all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was on the other side of Georgia yesterday. I'm in South Carolina today. Luckily, this week I might try and sneak out and hunt. Maybe one day this week.
Be good.
Yeah.
Big deer down that way.
Yeah, we got a couple of good ones. Most of them get hit by cars, but
Man.
That's the way it normally works around here too.
yeah, I saw a couple on the road on 85 coming up here. Looks like they're starting to chase right now.
Yeah, they are.
Yep.
They definitely are.
Nice. And then this cold front came through. It's gonna be 20-something degrees up here tonight.
24 is what they're saying. It's crazy because it seems like just like a month ago it was 90 degrees.
I know. Trying to bow hunt or deer hunt 90 degrees, it was awful. I just couldn't hunt.
Yeah, me neither. What other cool stuff? I'm trying to think of what other products you rep that has come out with new stuff we can talk about yet. Mountain Ops is a cool product.
Mountain Ops is, they haven't come out with anything yet. There may be something released at the ATA show that'll be really interesting for us hunters and for anybody who's into fitness. They got some good stuff. That dial's a pretty good supplement for shooting.
I guess ATA we tried some.
Yeah.
Some
It was Ignite and the dial.
Yeah, and the Ignite like really wakes you up. And I was like, man, and then I messed up at Total Archery, and they had a little booth set up, and we done walked like 27 miles, and I was over there, and then we got in the car, and I was like, I'm having like heart palpitations. And he's like, what did you drink? And I was like, that Mountain Ops stuff.
Well, you finished a Gatorade bottle the day before, and you filled it up and put the Mountain Ops
That's
in
right.
it, and then you had another water bottle full of
I
the
was just trying to
Ignite,
survive.
and I was like, man, I don't know if that's good or not.
Lojo, I got into bed that night, and my heart was like, I was like, I have messed up. I don't think I'm supposed to drink this quantity of it.
No, you don't need that much. That's what's nice about it.
But it really works.
Yeah.
It really works.
Mm-hmm.
The Ignite probably was our favorite thing, and then we didn't really mess with the dial.
Levi
Morgan helped develop it. Yeah.
I got a sample at the ATA show, and as far as like a focus, I was, because when you're at a big show like that, you've got 100,000 things that you're looking at or trying to figure out or thinking about, and it just kind of, I'd sit on it and everything, and it just kind of, I'd get just kind of focused on what I was wanting to look at.
Yeah.
I really didn't get sidetracked.
Yeah.
So
I didn't mention the Quest bows. The Thrive's still out.
Thrive's still out. Yeah.
We 2 years ago did well with those.
Mhm.
Good back wall, good feeling bow, and then the Syntec NXT.
Yep.
Good kids bow. Is it still offered with that grip
It
thing?
is. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
I thought that
still-
was well thought out.
Yeah.
And then what it is a you can describe it better than me, but it's like we call it a plate or something that sits on the side of the grip.
It attaches to the grip. It basically teaches a young shooter how to hold a bow correctly without death gripping it. Basically,
Yeah.
it's like a 45-degree angle grip plate that comes off the side of it.
When we first seen it, I was like, "What is this?" And then once they explained it to me, I was like, "This is actually."
makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody was with me. They were like, "What in the world?" But once you figured it out,
Mm-hmm.
cool stuff.
Yeah, teach them the right way young.
Yeah.
Don't get bad habits.
Yeah. But that's a cool kid's bow.
Yeah.
What that bow retails at what?
$399 and $499.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Syntec.
Yep, Syntec NXT. We got a couple new colors coming out in that bow too for the Christmas time. There's going to be Galaxy, which is a dark purple, fades into a lighter, kind of like almost like a light purple with, it's some show kids watch nowadays. It's
Gotcha.
got kind of a space theme to it. And Blue Scar, and then we also got a bunch of different camo colors as well. Yep. But it's a true kid's bow. It does everything right. It's a metal limb pocket. It's an all-machine aluminum cam. You got yokes on it. You can tune the bow.
Yeah.
It's a real contender.
What people ask me a lot about you kind of answered it earlier with the shims on this new bow, but they're always like, "What do you do? How do you tune one of these prime bows? You can't really move the cams around and all this." And my answer is always that
Flex guard.
Flex guard does a lot that people don't realize. We had one or two come in with a little bit of a tear, and we just backed that thing out and bullet hold. But what else other than that? I know it's got the sinkholes and all that. Does the new one have sinkholes?
It does, yeah. And it's still got the we call them the OCD-free timing dots on the cam, so you can line all 4 dots up, and you know you're in time.
Yeah.
You can time your bow at rest that way too, so you're not putting in a draw board.
Yeah.
But other than that, basically the tuning is, for me, I set up my bow with a center shot, rest right dead center, right at 7/8, 13/16, just depends on the bow, and shoot a bullet hole, and away you go. If you got your left to right tears, you can all do in the flexes. But that shim kit is important for guys who have a more aggressive grip than what the bow really likes. So you can now shim that over and move the cam if you want
That's
to.
cool. We had somebody, might have been a CT5, I don't remember, but it was kind of like what you're saying. They had this weird grip.
Mm-hmm.
We could bullet hole it, and so we had to work with them on their grip a little bit. But I know what you're saying. Get that thing. And to me, the prime grip, it feels good.
Yeah, I know it don't like a lot of heel pressure.
Yeah.
On the heel of your hand in there, it likes to sit just in that hand, very little heel pressure on it. That's
Another cool thing, and I probably mentioned it in another video, but on the axles of the prime, it's already got a I don't know what it's called, but where you could hook a limb-driven rest without hooking it to the limb. You just
Axle cap.
Axle cap. Yeah. To me, that's well thought out. There's a lot of well thought out stuff on the primes.
And the new quiver bracket for those prime bows is pretty sweet as well.
I don't think I've seen it.
You haven't seen that one? No, I'll have to show you. It's bad repping on my part. But it slides into the triangle part up by the quiver bracket hole. Then there's a knob that you twist, 3 ball bearings expand out of the quiver bracket, locks it in. So it's I think it takes one full revolution of a twist to get to lock in, and it doesn't move anywhere.
That's cool.
Yeah, and you can adjust that one.
We did a couple of Sherpa quivers last year.
Yeah.
And I think it was well thought out the way they go in there, with that little triangle system and everything. Which bow you think will be the big hunting bow this year? You think 31 or 33?
It's hard to say. Personally, I like the 33-inch bow a lot, but there's the 31-inch bow did really, really well for us, and I think that'll probably continue, especially with this rotating mod capability.
Yeah, I agree. definitely, if you hadn't tried a prime bow and you're listening from somewhere else, find a prime dealer.
Yeah.
It's worth shooting one. Last year, once all the bows kind of came out, we're not like pushy salespeople. We're always like, shoot this and go shoot whatever else. And,
Yeah.
Most of them came back and
Yeah,
ended up buying the prime. So,
Yeah.
and I still think that 33 last year, I'd put it against anything. So, and the same this year.
Yeah.
Most of the new bows that came out from all the other manufacturers, shops will be getting them. We've got a 35 here now, the Black Series. Hopefully, we get the other ones maybe this week.
Should be, yeah.
And people can come test them out, and we'll have, I'm sure, 10 or 12 more coming in the next few weeks, and that'll be good.
And the nice part about this rotating mod for us this year is our lead time this time of year is much shorter than what it was before.
Yeah.
Before we had to wait on different cams, and if a guy was unfortunately, on a cam that wasn't very popular, say a 26 and a half or even a 30, he had 6 to 8 weeks he had to wait. Right now, if we place a bow order today, you can have it 2 to 3.
So definitely go check out some prime bows in your area. If you're in the upstate South Carolina area, we've had people drive. I think the longest I've heard somebody was like 5 hours.
Yeah.
But literally, we had people drive like hours to come here and shoot them because they said either they didn't have a prime dealer or
There's
they
no
didn't have any
shops.
or something. Yeah.
Mm.
And so if you're around us, come shoot one. We're at 206 Hillhouse Road in Anderson, South Carolina. Be happy to set one up and let you shoot it and test it out. I'm glad we got Billy on here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I got to get him home because he has a wife waiting on him to cook.
Yeah,
So
it's my turn.
your turn. Thank you for being on, and we will see y'all on the next podcast.
Yep.
Thanks, Jeremy.